With the number 4 overall pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the New England Patriots have selected offensive tackle out of LSU, Will Campbell. Can't say I'm surprised in the slightest. The draft kind of went exactly the way we thought it was going to, except the Browns didn't take Travis Hunter. They traded with the Jaguars, who took Travis Hunter. Abdul Carter's a New York Giant, which means the Patriots finally got Drake May the protection that he has been looking for on his left side. And for those who may be surprised by the Will Campbell pick, let me just tell you that this has been the writing on the wall since Mike Vrabel was hired as the head coach. During his introductory press conference, Mike Vrabel said that he wanted to help build the trenches. He wanted to give Drake May protection. That was the number one thing on his priority list, and that's what he did. When you take a look here at what Will Campbell can possibly bring to New England's left side, he's a quality athlete with solid footwork and a very strong football IQ. What I really like here about a guy like Campbell is that he's a leader in the locker room, on the field. You also just released David Andrews, who was your anchor on the offensive line for over a decade. Now Will Campbell can hopefully start that journey and hopefully grow with a second-year quarterback in Drake May as well. He's a physical player with a good push when he can land his hands. He's got a nice explosion right off that burst, right off that snap. He plays until the whistle is blown. But I do understand that everybody is very concerned with his arm length. I mean, I'm not talking about anything crazy here. Obviously, I'm just talking about 32 inches and 5/8. That is what his arm length is at right now. So to not be at 33 inches, everybody's completely writing him off. And I'll tell you what, for Darian Lowe, well above the 33-inch mark for his arm length. He sucks. What's his excuse? That is why I think Will Campbell has a lot to prove. I think he has a very high ceiling. I think a guy like Mike Vrabel and Josh McDaniels are going to have the keys to be able to get the most out of a guy like Campbell. If it's not his first year, that's going to be developing down the line. He can play interior and he can play exterior. So if you are looking and thinking, oh, well, he's just a guard, that's not true. He can play the tackle position as well, which, of course, is where the Patriots are going to land him, and that is where they want to plug and play him right off the bat. So when I look at a guy like Will Campbell, one of my favorite things that I see here is the pass-blocking PFF grade in 866 snaps from LSU last year. The Patriots, what they've done in free agency was signing a guy like Garrett Bradbury, Morgan Moses, keeping Mike Nwinu at the right side as well. We have a very good run-blocking offensive line, which is going to be fantastic. There are very little flaws when it comes to that. But you need to give Drake May, who has an extremely strong arm, and it tends to have a little bit of inaccuracy, but giving him more time and providing that pass block is why I do think that Will Campbell overall was the right choice for the Patriots to take here with the pick number 4. And I've said this before, and I know a lot of you guys are going to agree with me, is that, no, Will Campbell is not the sexiest name on the board. He was not the best overall player at pick number 4. But guess what? The Patriots didn't need best available. They needed to plug and play their priorities, which, of course, has been offensive tackle since forever ago. That is why I like Will Campbell, and I'm sorry it's not a guy like Ashton Jeanty or Tyler Warren, but hey, when we go to the playoffs, then we can start getting best available. Until then, you need to do what you need to do, and that was find an offensive lineman, and that's exactly what Mike Vrabel delivered to New England on Thursday, April 24th. So let me go on ahead and ask you guys this question here right off the bat. Grade the Will Campbell pick, A, B, C, D, or F. I'm going to go with solid B here. I'm not going to give it an A because obviously we haven't seen him transition to the NFL just yet, but I really do like the ceiling that he does provide, and I think this does fill an obvious need for the Patriots there at left tackle. So I like B a lot for Will Campbell. I know a lot of you guys may disagree, or you guys might agree with me as well. So I think Will Campbell is where he should be, and that was number 4 overall here with the 4th pick. So go on ahead and let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Obviously, with a guy like Campbell, I do think that we're going to see a lot from his abilities here when it comes to the training camp. That is where we are really going to get to see a guy like Campbell thrive, or maybe possibly you can see him falling behind here just a little bit. But also with a guy at your offensive tackle like Will Campbell, the Patriots really, really tried in free agency to get a guy like Ronnie Stanley, to get somebody like Dan Moore. When that didn't happen, well, that's where they kind of had to switch over and possibly take it to the draft. Free agency just didn't work out the way they thought they would. So now that you've got a guy like Will Campbell, here is what Tom Downey, our NFL analyst here at Chat Sports, had to say about the new left tackle for the Patriots. He said, Campbell's mediocre arm length lessens his margin for error, but his athletic movements, core strength, and competitive finish help him stay connected through the whistle. Regardless of the block required, his skill set is reminiscent of a more powerful version of Colts left tackle Bernard Rainman. So there is a little professional comparison in there for you guys as well. And I do think that a guy like Campbell is going to be able to still have a good ceiling for the Patriots to try and reach here. Whether it's going to be the first year or whether it's going to be year number 2, it's not like the Patriots are going to the Super Bowl this year. So this is going to give them time to develop and be sure that this is going to be their starting man for the foreseeable future. And I like pairing a guy with Drake May with a younger left tackle. I always said that I would like a veteran to protect his blind side, but that just wasn't available for the Patriots right now in this situation. So overall, I do think that with a guy like Campbell, it's tough in some scenarios, but it's also a blessing in others. And I'll talk a little bit more here about their number 4 overall pick in just 1 second. But let me go ahead and tell you guys real quick about our sponsor on today's show, and that is going to be Prize Picks. If you guys want to win some money while watching sports, then Prize Picks is the app for you. All you guys have to do is just download the Prize Picks app, and you're going to want to use promo code CLNS. That's going to give you guys $50 instantly when you play your first $5 lineup. Cash in on the basketball playoffs with Prize Picks. Don't miss your last chance to add your favorite players from the court to your Prize Picks lineup. Whether it's points, rebounds, assists, take your pick of more or less for your shot to win up to 2,000 times your cash here today. That's right, up to 2,000 times your cash. Turn your playoff hot takes into tickets to win basketball's championship series. Starting with the play-in round, every lineup you make on Prize Picks will enter you into the Takes 2 Tickets sweepstakes, which could get you in a +1 a VIP trip to the ship. Go on ahead and download the Prize Picks app today. Use promo code CLNS. That'll give you guys $50 instantly when you play your first $5 lineup. Download the Prize Picks app today. Use promo code CLNS. That'll give you guys $50 instantly when you play your first $5 lineup. Download the Prize Picks app today, because what time is it? Well, Prize Picks. Run your game. So far here in the 2025 NFL Draft, the number 1 overall pick, of course, was Mr. Cam Ward, the quarterback out of Miami. There was no surprise there, but I think the number 1 surprise, at least to me, was the Cleveland Browns trading with the Jaguars to give them number 2 overall, and Liam Cohen, first-year head coach, brings Travis Hunter to Duval, which just gave me the ick even doing. Hunter is going to play both ways, wide receiver and cornerback in Jacksonville, which is going to be very interesting to see how many times he's going to be able to play on defense, or if they're really just going to plug and play him at the wide receiver for most of those reps. Abdul Carter went number 3 to the New York Giants, which is the unfortunate part here, really. I kind of knew Travis Hunter was always going to go pick number 2, but Abdul Carter had so many implications for New England, whether they could use that for a trade if Carter was still on the board, or maybe just pair him with Harold Landry, Robert Spillane, Milton Williams, Keon White would have been electric. But overall, the first offensive lineman to go in the draft this year was Will Campbell. That's exactly what New England needed to do. They put their head down. They took the safe pick. I know Ashton Jeanty is probably one of the sexiest names on the board, but they did what they needed to do. And as the draft continued to go on, Mason Graham ended up going exactly where we thought he would. Pick number 5. I thought it was going to be to Jacksonville, but it ended up being to the Cleveland Browns. Ashton Jeanty, who a lot of Patriots fans really, really wanted, he ended up going pick number 6 to the Las Vegas Raiders, who really liked Ashton Jeanty as well. And then Armand Membo was your number 7 overall pick out of Mizzou to the New York Jets. I will be honest, I was very high on Armand Membo. I still am. He was the number 1 overall rated offensive lineman here from Mel Kiper. So to have Will Campbell at the number 2, obviously there's something that Mike Vrabel really likes in a guy like Will Campbell, and I don't blame him at all. This is a Vrabel guy through and through. He's just a smash-mouth kind of football player that is going to put his head down and get to work. And he's a good leader in the locker room as well. He had a great visit with New England when he had his pre-draft visit. He really wanted to play for New England. Didn't say that, outspokenly, but he really liked the staff that he had there in New England as well. So when you do now look at the possible offensive line, this is where I start to get very excited for the Patriots moving forward. It's because you can plug and play a guy like Will Campbell at your guard, or you can still keep him at your left tackle if you want to. So right now with Verdarian Lowe, you can keep a guy like Lowe. You can keep him at left tackle, maybe put Will Campbell in at guard if he doesn't end up working out the way you want him to. But I do think that Will Campbell is going to have a good, successful story at the left tackle position. So now that we have Will Campbell there, you could also plug and play him out on the left side. So I would probably stick him at the left tackle position, which is exactly where the Patriots are going to end up sticking him and playing him for the foreseeable future. But knowing that he can be kind of a utility guy on the line is what also makes me very excited for him. So overall, I know some of you guys might be a little bit upset about not having an Ashton Jeanty or a Tyler Warren or probably one of the higher names that are popular names that you guys have known so far in the mock drafts, but I do really like this pick for the Patriots, and I do hope that he has a very successful career in New England. So let me go on ahead and ask you guys this final question. We still have pick number 38 in round 2. Who should the Patriots draft next? I'm going to go Luther Burden. That's going to be my number 1 target here with pick number 38. So go on ahead and let me know in the comment section. As always, be sure to hit that sub button for me. The party has just begun. We've got 2 more days of draft picks underway, and I want you guys to be there with me. So if you guys haven't already, go on ahead and hit that sub button.